down.
Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? I'm Shampoo. You're the Shampoos. It's the most woke channel on YouTube. That's a flippin' fact. Okay, it's been a long time since I made an actual video, so I'm gonna hit it hard with the video about peace and keeping the peace. Let me start this out with a story about a boy named Tom and his fidget spinner. So this boy is me, and this fidget spinner was mine, and the story takes place last week, and I'm just sitting on my bed, and I'm flipping this fidget spinner, and I'm trying to throw it from one hand into my other hand and catch it while it's still spinning. For some reason, this was like some bored, like, conquest that I was trying to achieve, and every time I would miss it, or I wouldn't catch it right, so that would keep spinning, I would feel some sort of disappointment in myself, like every time I missed it, I was like literally like disappointed, like I know I can do this, what the hell? And then all of a sudden I was like, why the hell does this even matter whether I catch it or not? Why don't I react the same way whether I catch it or don't catch it, whether it spins or doesn't spin? It really doesn't affect my life in any way. I'm just messing around with this little toy. Why am I really getting upset, or why am I really feeling disappointed that I'm not achieving this conquest that I set out to achieve with this fidget spinner? So then I would like toss it up over to the other hand, catch it, and whether I caught it or not, I would feel fine. I would make a conscious effort to just feel peaceful, as if I did catch it, as if it didn't even matter. And I felt this like sort of power that came along with that came with being at peace with what was, no matter what happened. And I know this is just like a silly story about a fidget spinner, but there's like a moral or a theme to it, which is, why do I wait for circumstances to allow me to feel peaceful or to be at peace? No matter what it is that you're seeking in life, whether you're a rich man, poor man, no matter what your job is, what car you drive, at the end of the day, everybody just wants to feel peace of mind, right? They want to feel safe, secure, and at peace. And all those things are not dependent on circumstances. They're dependent on free will, and free will supersedes the emotional body and the physical circumstances. You can always choose to be at peace no matter what. You don't need to wait. And if you say, well, Tom, I can't do that. Well, imagine this. Imagine something that you really loved, or a person, and if you did not maintain a state of peace in every single moment, that thing or person would perish or would no longer exist. Then could you maintain peace no matter what circumstances arose? Because you can't always control circumstances. You can't always manipulate things to work out exactly in your favor or how you want them to be, but what you can do is choose how you react to them. So I'm constantly reminded of this because I work with my father, and he is a very great example of someone who just reacts to their environment. Because our job requires us to drive around. Oh, I missed it. I live right by the SeaTac airport, so there's plane noise taking off. Deal with it. Anyway, he is a perfect example of someone who is just reacting to their circumstances always, not ever conscious of how they're really feeling or how important it is to always be at peace. That should be your main goal every day, no matter what. First priority, be at peace, no matter what. Nothing can shake you, nothing can rattle you, and that's the most empowering thing no matter what. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. If you get in an argument or if you get in some debate with somebody about politics, just be at peace with letting them be right. You're not going to change anyone's mind anyway. Say, yeah, I agree. And just be at peace with that. Or just respectfully disagree and be at peace with that. What is the purpose of having an opinion? I mean, what you want to walk away with that person feeling like you disrespected them and you don't care about their opinion because yours was more important? Or is it more important for that person to feel like they might have helped you out in some way? I mean, there's 3 things that you have to learn to conquer to maintain this state of peace. The first thing is you have to let go of all desires, because the moment you have any sort of desire, outcome, expectation, that's the second thing. Desires and expectations. When you let go of your desires, what is there to let you down? How can you be let down if you don't desire anything? If you don't have some goal or some outcome that you've subscribed to, then what circumstance can let you down if you didn't really have an expectation of it to begin with? And the last thing is your opinion. Like, what disagreement could you possibly get into with somebody or with anything if you don't really subscribe to an opinion? Because really it doesn't matter. The one thing that'll always be is what is. Truth is not dependent upon your understanding of it or anyone else's. Truth is not dependent on anything except for just being, right? I guarantee you, whether or not I believe that that tree grows from sunlight, water, and minerals, it's going to keep growing from sunlight, water, and minerals, no matter what, whether I believe it or not. Whether or not water is 2 parts hydrogen and 1 part oxygen is not dependent upon my belief in it. It is going to be true and remain true no matter what. So just let it go and be at peace with what is in every single moment. And there's such a strong, got that one. There's such a, I'm trying to think of the best word to use for this. There's such an empowering feeling when you can look at the people around you just completely shook up and at unease over the silliest things. Like, literally there's nothing in the one moment you call an entire life, which to me is just one moment that's eternal. There's nothing in that present moment that's ever gonna be worthy or worth fretting over. You know, make your joy not dependent upon anything but just choosing it. You always have the free will to choose your state of being, no matter what. What if somebody dies though? What's important is not necessarily being, everyone's human, and if a loved one passes away, it's normal to miss somebody. But death is a very certain truth of life. And when we run into circumstances and truths that are unavoidable, it's not about trying to manipulate those. It's about making peace with them so that they can't affect you anymore. If you know you're going to run into traffic every day, don't get upset about it. Make peace with it, Maybe that's just like a sign that you need to just slow down and look around you and just be grateful that you have a car and a reason to be out driving and a place to be. You can choose 2 reactions all the time. You can either choose a fear-based reaction, which would be like a lack of time, I'm not gonna make it there on time, I don't have time, but there's nothing you can do about it. If there's something you can do about it, then do it. And if there's nothing you can do about it, then be at peace with it. I don't see where, like for instance, my dad, when we're in traffic, it doesn't take much. Just a person going the speed limit in front of him is enough to get him all bent out of shape. If they're not going 5 over, you know, just, what does this person not work for a living, blah, blah, blah. He's constantly in this state of fear that he's gonna miss out on something, or that too much time is gonna pass and he's gonna miss out on some amount of money that he might get from another call, or who knows. But the other interesting thing is, when some people, they're always fretting about time and money, but when it comes time to actually use that money to get something, they fret about spending it. So here they are, all shook up and stressed out about going to work and time and stress just to make this money. And then it comes time to do something like paint your house or buy new gutters or whatever, and you're sitting here getting all bent out of shape about gutter hooks that are $3 a piece. Like, you can't do anything with money. You can't do anything with it. You can't eat it. You can't do anything with it. So it's just a tool. It's a tool for an experience, a tool for expanding your consciousness. And the more money you have, the more power you have, the more current you have, the more you can broadcast your consciousness across the reality. You know what I mean? The more current you have to do what it is you want to do and express what it is you want to express in whatever way you want to express it. But to be upset about having to use it, it's almost like, man, we get all these definitions and buy into all these ideas that all have to do with fear and lack, and it's just like, when have you not ever had what you needed? When have you not ever had enough? I mean, you've always had what you needed when you needed it. You know? So when you come at it with that attitude, then there's really nothing you ever need in that moment that you don't have. I mean, if your bank account always said 0, but whenever you needed food or you needed to get gas or whatever it was you needed, you had exactly enough for that. But every time you swiped your debit card, it would bring your balance to 0. Like, oh, thank God, I have exactly $50 to fill my tank up. Or, oh, thank God, I had exactly 10 grand to buy this car. It doesn't really matter if it brings you to 0 if you know the next time you need something, you're gonna have it. You know? So anyway, guys, this is just a challenge to you to just make it a priority to be okay with what is, no matter what. Just no matter what situation or circumstance you're in. You know, if your loved one cheats on you, if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend that cheats on you, better sooner than later. And be at peace with knowing that each person that you have as a partner romantically is either going to be the one, or is going to be some sort of a guide or a teacher showing you what it is you do or don't want within yourself or your partner, making you that much more prepared to meet the right one. Because if they're not, they're not. It doesn't matter. And you shouldn't be looking outside yourself to anybody for that peace anyway. It should just be something you can tap into within yourself. Because the moment you give the power to somebody else to be the source of your joy or happiness or peace, then you give them the power to take it away too. So anyway, it's great to be back, guys. I am gonna get some more videos coming like this, like right now. I'm gonna start trying to make videos daily again, because I love how it keeps the channels open. It keeps me alert and aware. It keeps me constantly searching and seeking newer ways to explain things and new experiences to share. It's just great to keep those channels open, and this is one of those tools that I have that inspires and motivates me to keep to keep learning and keep gaining that knowledge and wisdom that really matters. So some like to call that truth. Anyway, I'm Shampoo. You guys are the Shampooers. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Have a great day, yo.